friends, it's time for another cabinet clean out with me, and please stick around to the end. I'm going to walk you through the thought process that I use to get rid of some of my things because I'm really trying to declutter. So that is all coming up next. Hi guys, it's Angela from Life and Oils with Joy. If you don't know me already, I like to do health and oil videos in the middle of the week, and on the weekend I like to share my organizing and cleaning videos as I organize and declutter my house. So today we're going to attack a couple of cabinets. This cabinet here is kind of my lunch cabinet. It has lunch boxes and water bottles and things like that in it. And then I have another cabinet with some other stuff in it. So let's get started. I have these lunch boxes. They are the Bento brand. I really liked them when I bought them, but as you can see, the lids keep breaking. I did contact the company. The customer service was excellent, and they replaced a couple of the lids for me, but I just got this one back from them, and then it got dropped and broke again right away. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I feel like something that's marketed towards kids and kids' lunch boxes should have a little bit better quality and be more durable. I had kept these, all the broken ones that I have, for a while just because I felt guilty of throwing them away and because I don't want to waste the money on it. But it's really frustrating having these in my cabinet and they just slide out onto the floor and they're not really usable, so I am just going to go ahead and toss them. So this is actually one of the bento ones that I really like. This one is more durable. It's marketed more towards preschoolers, but it's actually the perfect size for my first grader, and it actually holds a lot more than it looks like it holds. This one here actually holds a whole cup of yogurt, like the kind with the lid that you buy at the store, not a measuring cup's worth. So it actually holds a decent amount of food. They did replace this one, the clasps on it broke, but this one's a little bit better quality. So if you do decide to get a bento box, I would go with this one and not the other ones. I am happy with this one so far. Another issue I have is water bottles. I seem to have a huge collection of water bottles. We get free ones whenever we go places. Kids are always giving water bottles. I went to the dentist and they got a free water bottle, so I just have piles of water bottles. I have the lids, and there's just water bottles falling out everywhere. So we're going to come up with a solution for that too. And then my toasters with all of that. So my other cabinet that I need to clean out is this one. This one currently has baking goods and then those soft-sided lunch boxes. So I'm going to take all of this out. We'll go through both cabinets and reorganize everything and get it put back in a nice organized way so things aren't falling out when we open up the doors. Also, my cabinet, the width here of this cabinet is really narrow, more narrow than I think most other cabinets. So I have a hard time getting some things in and out, and you have to angle them. So I think what happened is when my junk drawer was so full, stuff just kind of overflowed the back of it and all went under here. I just redid the drawers last week. If you want to watch that video, I will put a link to it below and at the end of the video, so you can just click on it and watch my organizing the junk drawer video. Now that my cabinets are emptied out, I'm going to wipe them out with this Thieves cleaner. If you've seen any of my cleaning videos, you know that I like to use Thieves for everything. It is all natural and completely non-toxic, so it's my favorite thing to use. Also, for those of you that noticed, my handle here is broken, so while I'm organizing, I'm going to see if I can get hubby to reattach it for me. Here is the pile of all the stuff from my 2 cabinets. Pile of stuff here, and then some of the stuff over here. So I'm going to get to work to reorganizing it. So I am just going through stuff, deciding what I am keeping and what I am not keeping, and then I'm beginning to organize what I have. I was actually a little bit more overwhelmed than I thought I would be with this project, so it took me longer than I thought. I decided to edit some of it out so you wouldn't be too bored. You can see that I'm trying different things on different shelves to see where they fit best. Again, it's kind of like Tetris. And then here is my middle one helping me put the shelf back in a different height. And then here is my littlest guy who I recruited to put the handle back on my cabinet door. Everything is in its place. I am mostly happy with the way things are, not 100% happy, but I figured baby steps, eventually we'll get there. But it is definitely much better than it was. So I got these bins from Target. They barely fit in my really narrow cabinet. But these are the Ziploc bento boxes. They actually work pretty well. They do wear down a little bit faster, but I'm really happy with these, and I will definitely do a video on how I do lunches sometime soon. And then these are all of my smaller, like lunch-size bins or containers that we'll use for smaller things like spaghetti sauce, dipping, small things like that, and they don't need to go with all the regular food storage items because we only use these for lunches. Here are all the bento boxes. I did keep a few of the insides just because we can meal prep that way and just cover them with plastic wrap and put them back in the fridge. So I have the bento boxes, and then I also have a yum box, which I didn't show you earlier. And again, I'll do a video on all of these lunch boxes at some point. Down here are their soft-sided lunch boxes. I did get rid of a couple. So right now we have 6 soft-sided lunch boxes. There are currently 4 of us that take a lunch box every day. So that leaves us with 2 extra just in case something's in the wash or we lose one or something like that. Down here we have our 2, these are really cute. The boys got these for Christmas, and every Tuesday we have Taco Tuesday, and the boys love tacos, so they have their 2 dinosaur taco holders. This is not something they wanted to get rid of, and they are really fun to use. They don't take up that much space, and I have the space, so we're going to keep these. And then also down here I have our paper lunch sacks that we use sometimes to wrap presents, or when they go on a field trip and they have to take a throwaway lunch box, then we use these. So this is my lunch cabinet reorganization. I think it turned out pretty well. If you have any ideas, suggestions, or questions, please put a comment below on this lunchbox area. Here is my baking cabinet. I have my nesting crate and barrel bowls here. And then in the back, I have some bakeware that I don't use as often. I have my stoneware from Pampered Chef dish, my bread loaf, and then a mini cupcake pan. And I don't use them as often, so they're in the back and they're still pretty easy to access. In between, I have my rolling pin. I don't use it as often, so it's kind of hidden in the middle. It works really well right there. Right here, I have my baking dishes. So I kept one round pan, and then just a couple of baking pans, and they all fit really well right here. Over here are my food storage containers. I have the lids in this smaller one here, and then all of the food storage in here. When I have everything washed and cleaned, this is pretty full, but right now we have a lot of food prepped in the fridge, so it's not completely full. But this works really well. This is a good system, I think, if you're looking for something. Food storage containers here, and then the lids are separate in here. And then finally, the water bottles. The water bottles, I managed to have everything fit in here. I might eventually try to get them all the exact same brand of container. That way the lids are all the same and we can just grab and go. But for now, this works. And all the way behind it, I have one more plastic mixing bowl, which I like to use sometimes. And then a little mini salad chopper. We don't use it quite as often, so that's why this is all the way in the back. And then in the middle here, I have my mesh strainer. So everything does fit pretty well. I'm mostly happy with the storage, like I said. I want to have one more little tip here. Here is my tip for you. I put a command hook here just for these really flat things so they're not hard to get out of the cupboard. They fit really well here. They don't interfere with the stuff that's over here. So I'll probably put another one of these on the other door so these things have their own hook. But for now, that is my special mom tip of the day for you. I'm going to show you what I am getting rid of and just go through some thought process, and hopefully this will help you out. So this is actually a brand new lunchbox. I should have brought it back to the store right away, but I didn't, so it's too late to return it. It ripped within like the first 2 weeks of using it for school. And then also the zipper broke. The zipper handle just came right off, which was really frustrating because this was not a cheap lunchbox. And again, I should have brought it back to the store to get a new one, but I didn't. So I feel guilty throwing it away, but it doesn't do us any good if the zipper doesn't zip. We live in Arizona, and my daughter's locker is outside, so it gets really hot, so she needs something that can close and keep it cool, so her lunch stays cool. So I'm probably going to toss it. I might donate it, but it's not going to do anybody else any good either, so it really should just get tossed. I have another lunchbox that the zipper broke. It's a good quality lunchbox. It's an Igloo brand, but again, the zipper broke. Sometimes I use it for work, but stuff will fall out of it, so again, it's just something that's going to be tossed. These are all the lids for my bento boxes. I did really like these boxes in the beginning, but I mean, I'm dropping them, they do no good, and all they do is frustrate me every day. I feel really guilty spending the money, but it's not worth me keeping them if they don't work, and all it does is cause me frustration. So that's just something to keep in mind when you are going through stuff. It doesn't work. It doesn't matter if you spent a lot of money, because every day I just get mad at them for being in my cupboard. So I'm going to throw them, or actually see if they're recyclable, and then get rid of them. I found a couple of Tupperwares that I don't need, or that don't have the lids, so these are going to go. This is actually really cool. These were my mother-in-law's mother's. So they're vintage. They're really cool, but I've had these for about 4 years. I've never ever used them. So before I donate or sell them, I'm going to make sure that my mother-in-law doesn't want to keep them. I think she will. So I know if I ever do want to make a bundt cake, I can just say, hey, can I borrow your bundt cake? And she will let me use it, but these will go also. I have some Pampered Chef items. I really love Pampered Chef. Pampered Chef has a great quality. This is one of their stoneware baking dishes. It has the lid on it. I did get a chip in it, but it doesn't affect the quality of it at all. But I never use it. I don't even have a microwave anymore. So that's what I had done it for originally, was to cook stuff really quickly in the microwave. So I think I'm going to just sell this collection. I never used this measuring cup. And then this is like a kind of a sifter thing to use on top of pastry dishes or whatever. So I'll probably just try to sell this as a lot on my local marketplace site. I have one of those freebie water bottles. I have some other water bottles. This is a really nice one that my husband got for Christmas from my brother, but the lid fell and cracked and it doesn't stay on at all anymore. It doesn't smell good, and again, I feel really bad not keeping it because it was a gift and it was very thoughtful, but it's broken, it doesn't work, and it's just taking up space in my cupboard, so this is going to go as well. I have lots of blender bottles, so I just decided to get rid of this blender bottle and keep a couple of different ones that we seem to use more often and that are a little bit smaller. These are some dog toys. Not sure why they're on the table. Maybe she threw them up there. They're going back in the dog box. Random fork, we're gonna keep that. I have this paper napkin holder. It has a treble cloth on it. I used to use it. We don't really use paper napkins very much anymore, so I'm going to donate it, and hopefully a music lover at the thrift store will find it and love it as much as I used to. I just have some baking dishes. I really don't bake very often anymore. When we do bake, I don't usually do the size, so I'm getting rid of these. This I hung on to was my sister-in-law's. She passed away in a car accident, and I kept it. It reminded me of her, but I haven't used it in like 5 years. So obviously it didn't mean that much to me, so I am going to donate this as well. A sheet cake pan, never ever used it. It's taking up a lot of space. It doesn't fit in my cupboard very well, so this is also going. Just a couple of smaller Tupperwares. I don't really need them. I'm sure somebody else can use them for their lunches. And I have a whole set of these really nice Crate and Barrel bowls that nest into each other. I found one at the thrift store that I thought was the missing one because I broke one from my set, but it was actually the same size as one that was in the set already. So I'm actually going to donate this one because I don't need 2 bowls of the same size, and they don't fit together in the cupboard very well, and it'll take up less space, and I really don't need to use that many bowls. So this is going to go as well. So as you can see, I was actually able to get rid of quite a bit of things, and I just think it makes my cupboards feel so much better. So this is all the stuff I'm getting rid of. It's actually quite a bit. I was surprised how much I decided to declutter. It's going to help my cupboards feel so much better when I open them, and things are no longer going to be falling out, and it won't be so hard to access the things that I do use on a regular basis. So I highly suggest you go through your cupboards, get rid of some stuff. If it's sentimental but you're not using it and you haven't used it in a long time, go ahead and get rid of it. It's not a big deal. You will feel better for having the space in your cupboard than for something you never use that's just taking up space. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I've put a couple of more videos here for you to watch, and then you can click on my face here to subscribe on my channel to get my next video. Have a happy day and a life with joy.